Well, hello, it's Linda in North Central Texas at you again today. And I'm getting ready to make some salmon patties. I've had several people ask for the recipe. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I said, well, I kind of feel like salmon patties this afternoon. That'll be my early dinner and my late lunch, I guess. First of all, I've got to chop up some of my green onions. And again, these are onions right out of my garden. They're the ones that I had left, from when I cooked the last time. I think it's just about enough. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 big onions and 2 small ones. And that's what I'm going to put in my salmon patties. First of all, I think I'm going to go ahead. Well, no, I'll wait on that. I'll go ahead and cut this up first. Getting ahead of myself here. But again, those were the little onions right there. I couldn't pull up the big clump that I pulled up without getting those two because they were kind of like growing between them. But those were the some that came up from the seeds right there. So you don't have to pull your onions right when you when the tops start dying. You can leave them for a while, because mine have been growing all winter long. Didn't realize I didn't have that in view right there. But I love the green onions in my salmon patties rather than just regular onions. I just always have. But you can use regular onions, whatever you want. You can use red onions. You can use the white onions. See if I can move that back just a little bit. Turn that sideways. Trying to give you the best view. And the onions are not cooperating with me. They're trying to slip apart. I try to cut them up as small as I can because I don't like great big chunks of the onion in there. And I need to open my salmon. And it's just regular. This is pink Alaskan salmon. I kind of like to get the Alaskan salmon or the wild caught when I can. And I'm not like a lot of people. I will go ahead and put my whole can right in my bowl. Bone, skin, all. Because that salmon has been cooked so thoroughly, there is no way that it's gonna, I mean, you can eat those bones. They just crumble. They're like powder almost. They've been pressure cooked. And to me, it has a better flavor if you put it in there like that. And I just basically smash it up. And I promise you, whenever you cook it, you're not going to know there was any skin in there. You're not going to know there was any bones in there. Because like I said, they pressure cook these fish. Those bones just crumble apart. You don't even know the bones are in there anymore. And the bones add health to the dish. Because, you know, that's calcium. That's the fish calcium that you're getting from the bones. So you're getting benefits from the fish bones. Even though some people don't really think you do. But you do. I'm going to dump my onions in there. And that's probably about a half a cup of chopped green onions. And you don't have to put that many in there if you don't want to. And I got them strung all over the counter. But my counter's clean. I don't think I need salt. Because salmon are already salty enough. But I am going to put just a little bit of black pepper. I know some people put mayonnaise in theirs. I don't. I put about a spoonful of sugar. That's a teaspoon. Mix it up. Oh, I just breathed the pepper. Oh, come on. I always forget to turn that phone off. And I think I actually forgot to turn the and I put about what is maybe half a cup of cornmeal. Yeah, I keep mine in a plastic baggie just to keep the moisture from not getting into the cornmeal. And I use just the cheap, great value Walmart's brand flour. You can use any type of flour you want. If you're not putting self-rising flour in there, then you'll have to put your baking soda and your salt. This is self-rising. And I'm going to put about a half a cup of that in there. And I've cooked this so much that I pretty well know about what the half a cup is. I don't even have to measure it out. I just put it in there by the spoonful. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. That'll get that flour and the cornmeal kind of mixed. So you end up with about a cup of cornmeal and flour combined in there. And again, I'm mixing it this way so I know I've got the flour and the cornmeal well mixed. I'm going to put in 1 egg. I mean, I've seen people do this many different ways, but this is the way I like it the best. And again, I am going to put just a little bit of garlic powder. Because you know by now, I love my garlic. I'm going to try to mix my egg around in there a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of water. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some water right in my salmon can. I make my salmon patties the old school way. No frills or bustles, just plain old good eating salmon patties. Now again, people that don't like garlic, by all means, do not put garlic in your salmon patties. But this is the way I like them. And I usually fix tartar sauce. And I fix sometimes a little bit of coleslaw to go with my salmon patties. And that's my meal. I may even make a vegetable to go with it. And I'm sure a lot of you know how to, oops, sorry about that. A lot of you probably already know how to make your tartar sauce. And again, this is a non-stick pan, so I'm not going to use a whole lot of oil, just a little bit. Let that pan heat up a tiny bit. You ever notice when you put on a pair of jeans that are too tight in the waist, it makes you look fat? Well, that's what I did this morning. I got these jeans out, and I guess I thought they were a different pair, and I got them on, and they were kind of snug, and I said, oh, well, I'll stretch them out a little bit. But they make your stomach even poke out, making it look like you're fatter than what you are. Now, why did I mention that? Crazy, y'all. Like I said, you'll never know what you're going to hear or what you're going to see on my channel. Because who would have thought you'd have come from making salmon patties to talking about tight pants, tight jeans. But yeah, sometimes if I have the stuff to make the tartar sauce, I'll make tartar sauce. Because I love homemade tartar sauce. It's the best. And I make a little bit of coleslaw. But we're just doing the patties today. And they are kind of moist, so but you still can, you know, kind of get them together with your hand. And make them the size you want them. I usually make mine about a tablespoon, around a good heaping tablespoonful. That gives me a good size patty. And it's some I can handle in the pan. Yeah, I've seen recipes for salmon patties. They put all kind of stuff in them. And pretty soon it doesn't taste like a salmon patty anymore. All this other stuff takes over. But this is the way I like them. And you know, salmon patties are healthy. It's fish. And I can't always afford to buy, well, hardly ever can afford to buy fresh salmon. But occasionally I come across the frozen patties in the store. You know, that you get individually wrapped in the bags. I think sometimes you get 5 or 6 little salmon patties to a package. And a lot of times I can afford to get those, because I only eat one of the fillets at a time. So that gives me salmon patty, fish fillet, you know, salmon fillets for several meals out of that one package. And you can usually get them for $3-4 a package like that. I mean, of course, right now I haven't bought any in a while because I had some up in the freezer. They've probably gone up from that now. Everything's gone up. I mean, I just got off the phone with my cable vision, my internet service, you know, because last month I called them. They lowered my bill quite a bit, and they said that's what my bill would be from now on. I made one payment at the lower price, and then it went up $5 or $6 again this month. So I was pretty irritated about it. I said, yeah, you gave me a discount, you lowered my bill. I made one payment, and my bill has already gone back up. So what's going on with this? So we talked about it a little bit. He got his supervisor involved in it, and finally they lowered my bill another $5, which isn't that much, but every little bit helps, you know. Every little bit helps. And just brown those a little bit. Don't cook them too fast, because you want all that stuff to get done inside. I know the fish is cooked, but the onions are not cooked, and the eggs not cooked, and your flour and your cornmeal is not cooked. Yeah, but I love my salmon patties this way. And you can see 1 can of salmon. I mean, I've already got 5 patties in there, and I've still got half of my stuff left over here. So I'm going to at least get 10 or more patties out of this. That's enough to at least feed 3 or 4 people, because I usually eat salmon patties for several days when I cook them. Or, like I do everything else, I might freeze half of them and take them out another day. Like I said, I don't waste food. Not with the prices they are nowadays. It's just outrageous. And I know my eggs, I usually buy them 18 at a time, you know, in an 18 count carton. And they're usually like $7.95, $8 a carton. And those are Walmart's brand eggs. The other ones are like $9 a dozen for the like grain-fed and what is it they call it? I can't think of the name of it, where they free range their chickens. They're like $9 a dozen. Oh man, I couldn't afford to pay $9 a dozen. I don't know what I'm going to do if Walmart keeps raising the prices on theirs. I mean, it's getting a little bit outrageous. I mean, Social Security just raised people's Social Security checks a little bit. But unfortunately, everything else has raised too. You know, the prices have raised on your bills each month. Everything has gone up. Your food prices have increased. So that little bit that Social Security went up is not helping that much. I mean, like I said, every little bit helps. But it's not taking care of all the increases in the prices out there. I haven't worked in about 2 years because I figured, well, finally maybe I'll be able to retire and not have to worry about working. But I tell you what, the way it's going, I'm going to have to go back to work just to keep my utilities and everything paid. And keep my Medicare and my supplement coverage. My supplement is $195 a month just by itself. So with what Medicare takes out for out of Social Security for the Medicare part, that's almost $200. So that's about $400 right there just for your medical insurance every month. But you got to have it. You can't afford not to. A friend of mine ended up in the hospital, had low potassium or something. He didn't have any insurance because he was out of work. And the cheapest coverage you could get was like $800 a month. And so at that particular time, he did not have any. He ended up with like a $12,000, $13,000 medical bill that he had to pay off from that. Oh my God, I told him, I said, if I'd have had to pay all that much, they would have just had to take me because they would have owned my life. They'd have just had to take me and sell parts or something. I couldn't afford $12,000, $13,000 on a medical bill. No way. And I'm going to turn that down just a tiny bit because, like I said, I want it to cook on the inside as well as the outside. Yeah, I feel for all these people with big families and low incomes. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they feed their families. I mean, just in my family growing up, I had 5 brothers, so that was 6 kids. My mom and dad, that was 8 mouths to feed. I don't know how my mom and dad did it. Times were a little bit different back then, but still, when you got 8 mouths to feed, that's quite a bit. That's a grocery bill right there. Of course, we didn't go out to eat. We didn't eat steak. We had pork chops. We were lucky. We got 1 pork chop apiece. Same way with chicken. My mom would buy a whole chicken, cut it up, and we'd get 1 piece of chicken apiece when we sat down to eat. And it was good. I tell you, it was good. And I only had 3 mouths to feed. My 2 kids and myself when I ended up divorced years ago. Left here on my own in Texas with no family except my kids. So times were tough with us, with my kids growing up too. Sometimes I didn't even know if I was going to have food on the table. I didn't know about food stamps or anything like that. None of my family had ever been on anything like that. And they never had government assistance when I was growing up. They lived off the farm. My dad was a carpenter, or he was in the Navy at first. He was making a career out of the Navy, and then he did carpentry work when he got out. And we were never on any type of government assistance or anything like that. We just ate different types of food. Sometimes my mom would cook a big pot of beans, and we had beans and fresh homemade biscuits, and that was it. And we never complained about it. We didn't know any different. I don't remember ever having hamburgers grilled out in the backyard. If we had hamburgers, I don't even remember having a hamburger. I mean, if my mom did cook it, it was meatloaf or some kind of hamburger patty that we ate with mashed potatoes and gravy with our hamburger patty, just like sitting down eating a plate with steak on it. I know times are different, times are tough, but they've always been tough with some people. Unless you're one of these people that were blessed with having a big income. I don't see how my daughter does, her husband does it. Of course, he comes from a family that had a pretty good income. And he inherited stock and oil wells and different things. And his dad owned a pharmaceutical company that he ended up working for, traveling with them. So his family had good money coming in, you know. And they've ended up with it's right at $500,000 home in Vista Ranch. And I could only dream about having a house like that. I mean, they have the big house, no children. My daughter never wanted children. My son-in-law would probably fill the house up. He'd have it full of kids. But my daughter never really wanted to be a mom. She loved kids, but she just never really wanted to be a mama. She had other goals. But yeah, I could just only dream about living in a house like that. I've had to struggle all my life, so it'll probably be that way till the day I die. And I don't mean to bore y'all with my details like that, but because I know, things are tough with a lot of families, a lot of people. Not just my family, not just me. And sometimes, no matter how big an income you got, you end up so much in debt that you have the same problems and wonder how you ever got there. So, that's 5 more patties in the pan, and I still got mixture in my bowl. I'm going to kind of put these to the side so some of them will cool off a little bit. or they can be cooling off a little bit, because I don't want to break one apart and taste it or anything else with it so hot it burns my mouth. Yeah, just cook it on kind of a low heat, low to medium heat, because you want it to get done inside as well as outside. It's going to be a beautiful day, but it is kind of windy out there today. But it's going to be about 85 again. It was a beautiful day yesterday and today. Even though we got rain this morning, we got a heavy rain. I woke up before daylight this morning and it was just pouring down rain. And I says, thank God, because we need that rain. What few plants I got alive in the garden needed that rain. Oops. Probably didn't need to quite turn that yet, but go ahead and turn the rest of them since I got a couple of them turned. About time for me to buy me a bottle of olive oil. Yeah, and as you know, I like to put just enough oil in my pan to kind of make the fried part crispy. But again, it's a little bit of olive oil, so hopefully it's not going to be detrimental to my health. Oh, me. Need to get something to drink. Share with me in the comments if you add anything else to your salmon patties or how you might fix your salmon patties. I was watching a video one day where this lady was using mayonnaise in the mixture to make her salmon patties. And they said that everybody said, oh, it makes them taste so good. I tried it. Oh, I did not like it. I said, I'm going back to the old way I make my salmon patties, because I did not like those. Gotta get me something to drink. I hear my floor popping. I think while those are browning just a little bit, I'm going to come over here and make a little bit of tartar sauce. I use mayonnaise. I use either pickle relish or chow chow or whatever you have available. And I use a little bit of onion. And even though I'm going to just make a little bit, I need to grate my onion because I don't like big chunks of it. That should be enough. I can get it all off of the grater. And there's always some left underneath. I gotta come check my patties over here. Flip them over one more time, let them cook a little bit. Now come back over here and finish this. Okay, we got just a little bit of onion, and you can kind of judge when you make it how much to put in there. And like I said, I'm not making a whole lot, so I'm not putting a whole bunch of stuff in there. Put a couple of teaspoonfuls of mayonnaise. I put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, not much, just a tiny bit. That's enough right there. And stir it around. Now, if you have salad dressing, you can use salad dressing. I found that if you use regular sweet pickle relish, that gives it enough tangy taste that you don't need salad dressing. But if you like it real tangy, by all means, put your salad, your salad dressing in your tartar sauce. And that's it. There's my tartar sauce to go with my fish. Come back over here. Put my mayo up. Put my chow chow up, because it needs to be in the refrigerator. Put my Worcestershire sauce up. I'm getting back to my patties. And I think they're done. So that's 10 patties right there, and I'm fixing to put even more in the pan. I probably got about 2 or 3 more over here. Got a little bit of flour left down in there. So I ended up with 3 more little patties. So if you make them small enough that maybe just a couple of patties is a serving, then you've got enough patties for 3 or 4 people there. I guess it just depends on how well you like salmon patties and how many you eat at a meal. I know some of you guys, even though you'd have vegetables or coleslaw or something to go with these, you could probably sit down and eat half of them at one time. But salmon patties are just that easy to make. And I may do potato patties one day. I know one of my subscribers says, oh, my mom used to make potato patties all the time and they were so good. And I told him, I said, well, I make those too. I just haven't made any recently. But when I do, I will make a video and show you how I do them. They're real simple too. I don't go to a big extravagant way of fixing them. Because like I said, I grew up on a strict budget. I always had a strict budget when I lived on my own or when I was first married. So usually my dishes turn out kind of simple. The old school way. Not tons of different ingredients, just basic little things. But it just goes to show you, you don't have to be extravagant with your meals. If you're on a low budget, go simple. Sometimes the simple foods are so much better than all of these big, elaborate, expensive dishes. Kind of move it around there and get some oil on the bottom of the patty. Because like I said, I don't want to put much in there, but I do want it a little crunchy on each side. Yeah, tell me in the comments, do you fix salmon patties? Do you fix them basically the way I fix them, or do you add a lot of other ingredients? Or I'd like to know. It'd be interesting. Be interesting to know, because I know, you know, people all over the world fix dishes differently. They may, in another country, make salmon patties and add totally different ingredients in them than I do to go along with the salmon. So it's always nice to know stuff like that. Different ways that you can prepare your dishes without going to a big extravagant cost. I mean, when I was still married, my husband was, or my ex-husband, was one of the big bosses at Comanche Peak. He was one of the gold hats, as they call it. That means if you wore a gold hard hat out there, you were a big boss. You had your own company truck, that type of thing. So we had more money to spend on groceries then than I did growing up. But even then, you know, I didn't get crazy with it. But I did start getting into some Mexican dishes, and oh my God, they were so intense. There were so many different ingredients, and I said, good Lord, I can't even afford to make a small dish of this. I can't afford to buy all the ingredients. And then I think I made liver pate one time, which I love, but that was not an easy dish to make either. So you can see when you try making different things like that, why they charge the prices they charge for some of that stuff when you buy it already made. But yeah, that's 13 salmon patties out of one. What size can is this? Let me see. Out of one 14.75 ounce can of salmon. And like I said, that's wild caught, and it's the Walmart brand, which I've bought other brands too. But I like the Walmart brand just as well, if not better, than I do the more expensive brands. Tuna fish the same way. And I fix a tuna fish salad, as I call it. And when I get done with it, that's usually my meal. I just eat that salad. And that's it. I love it. I've eaten it for years and years and years. And I'll continue to eat it. That's a very inexpensive dish because you use pasta noodles, you use eggs, pickles, different things, you know, in it. And I love it. I love it when I first make it when it's still warm. And then I like it when you put it in the refrigerator after it's chilled. Especially on a hot summer day, eating that tuna salad cold is so good. It's like a tuna pasta salad. It's really good. I'll fix that one day for you. Because I don't think I fixed that in probably 5 or 6 months. I've just got busy and got on other stuff and just haven't made any. Let's cook just a little bit more. Here it is. I had thought I'd lost my drink that I fixed in my drink cup here. And I've never tried to figure out how many calories are in these. I don't think it could be a whole lot, but like I said, I have tried every way to lose weight over the years or keep my weight down. And it seemed like the more I tried to keep my weight down by eating no sugar, low fat, diet drinks, diet this, diet that. I just kept gaining weight, so I finally says, heck with it. I'm going to start eating what I want because I'm going to gain weight regardless, so. And I've probably gained a few pounds since I haven't been working, too, because, you know, when I work, I stay on the go for the whole 8 hours I'm working. And I think those are done. But look at that. Don't they look good? 13 beautiful salmon patties out of 1 can of salmon. I'm going to put some on my plate, try to get the ones that have cooled, or a couple of them that have cooled. Get me some tartar sauce. Got the phone laying here. It's almost like somebody got the message. They quit calling my phones. Oh, they smell so good. Oh my goodness. Let me back it up a little bit. I wanted you to see. And my eyes are terribly swollen. The way this wind's been blowing, it has blew this dust around. It's got my house dusty. See if I can get this so you can see it. But yeah, y'all, fix you some salmon patties. Break one open here, since it's cooled off. Don't that look good? And most of the time I eat them with my hands, even though I got a fork. I dip them down in my tartar sauce. That is some good stuff right there. Just dip it right down in it. But this is probably all I'm going to eat, because this is my late lunch. I'll eat these 2 salmon patties. Well, I got the hiccups now. Oh, man. Got my phone over here charging. But yeah. Y'all fix you some salmon patties. These are so good. And those onions, oh my God, they just set them off. And I have these with tartar sauce and a little bit of coleslaw. And maybe a vegetable. That's a good meal right there. And I'll probably do that for dinner tonight, because I'll have all these cooked. And I might eat me some greens, because I got some greens cooked in there. I'll heat me up some of those greens, those kale. And get me some other kind of vegetable, like some green beans or something. Or maybe even make me some coleslaw. I don't know. I do have cabbage in there. I just didn't want to make it right now. Or maybe I'll make a video of me making coleslaw one day. Who knows? But anyway, get you a can of salmon. Fix you some salmon patties. If you love fish and you've never eaten salmon patties, you will love homemade salmon patties that you make. And like I said, this is the way I like them. This is what I add to them. You can put whatever kind of spices that you like in yours. If you want the mayo in there, by all means, put your mayo in there. But like I said, I tried it with mayonnaise in there. I did not like it. It just gave it an off taste. I like it with my tartar sauce. That's enough mayonnaise right there. I don't need to cook it in the patty. So, with that, I'm going to wish y'all a good day. Please, I need a lot more subscribers. Last time I looked, I had 131 subscribers. I need 1,000. And you only have 12 months to get those 1,000 subscribers. And the 4,000 viewing hours. And I'm not close. I've only got 131. Like I said, last time I looked, I've got 131 subscribers. I need 700 more. Or 699 more. And I've got about 600 and some hours. So that's not even 1,000 hours yet. And I need 4,000. So if you haven't seen all my videos, I've got close to 200 videos from the very first video that I posted months ago. So if you have not seen all of my videos, please click on my name. It'll bring up my picture, how many videos I've got, and if you'll click on that picture, it'll bring up every one of my videos in a row in the order that they were posted. So you can go back to the very first one and start watching all over again and get caught up, because there's great gardening tips in every single one of my videos. So if you don't go back and look at the earlier videos, you're missing out, because I may not get every fact in these new videos that I'm posting as was put in a lot of the older ones. So I encourage everybody, if you're a new viewer, if you're a new subscriber, even if you're an old subscriber and you have not been with me from the very beginning, go back and watch the earlier videos. You'll learn a lot about gardening in totes, buckets, and large pots. You'll learn a lot about building your own soil. So please go back, get caught up, and then continue watching my new videos as I post them. And I try to put one out every day. Sometimes I don't get them posted every day. I may get one posted every other day, or sometimes I'll post 2 every other day to kind of get caught up. But please just subscribe so you'll get notifications on all the new videos that I post. So you'll stay up with all the gardening that we're going to be doing. Because I promise you, I will give you some kind of advice or some kind of gardening tip or something new about gardening in every single one of my videos. So I don't think you'll be disappointed. You might get a lot of bull, like talking about my tight jeans and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, that's me just kind of getting acquainted with my subscribers, trying to make everybody comfortable and feel like they know me. And I'm just the person next door. So I'm not fancy, you know. So please, like, above all, share my videos so people will be able to see them and maybe they'll subscribe. And you, if you're viewing my video and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my videos. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. Bless you. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you on my next video. Bye now.